Okay, so as I said, I'm Bram Moeskops working for FiBL Europe since the beginning of September. So that's basically a bit more than 2 months. So my experiences mainly come from the organization that I worked before with. That was from Organics Europe. I've worked there 11 years, most of the time as a research innovation manager, where I coordinated in total 4 multi-actor projects. So I will give some personal lessons learned and some doubts that I still have after after these many years of coordinating projects, and lessons and doubts that I want to share with you. See if I get, I got to the next slide. So the first lesson is choosing the right partners. That seems quite obvious, but it's a very difficult task. Of course, you want to have a multi-actor project. You want to have different types of actors, but it's not the farmers or really the people working on the ground that will be of your that will be a partner, an official beneficiary in your project. These are again intermediaries, people like us that are present in this meeting today, and yeah, you need to collect a lot of information about who exactly can access which farmers, or can access which actors on the ground. It's not so easy for you, or for me at least, as being in an office somewhere in Brussels, trying to find the right partners to reach all edges of Europe, all types of actors. So you need to talk a lot with people. You need to get references from other projects, from other people that have worked with certain organizations before, or in our case, from Organics Europe is a member organization, to talk with our members. So it's really important to do your homework beforehand and not just select on the map of Europe some organization and then hoping that they will be able to reach the people you want to reach on the ground. So it's a very important step to choose the right partners and to allocate sufficient time for that in your planning. Then when you are starting your project, a multi-actor project is a natural flow. It never goes as you planned. So you also have a way to trust the process, to trust that the things will go well on the ground. You cannot micromanage everything what your partner should do at the local level on the ground, working with their farmers, working with their practitioners. As a coordinator, I think you should set your objectives, make very clear where you want to get to, what the end result should be, and then leave it up to your partners. Give them sufficient confidence that they can do the work, and that that they know the best how to reach the farmers on the ground, how to work with them, what's the best moment in the year, how they can attract participants. So leave it up to them, but also be clear about what you expect back, and what you expect back in terms of the objectives reached, but also in terms of reporting, how you should then, which information should be provided, and so that you can also, as a coordinator, then report back to the European Commission, to REA, the Research Executive Agency, to report back how the different how your objectives were reached and how different activities were implemented. Then a third lesson: integrate the local actors into the whole project. I think that was a kind of a mistake that I did in the first projects. You are working with different multi-actor organizations. They kind of are representing for a particular region, particular sector, particular country. You let them do activities on the ground, but then there is a risk that they just stay there. The activities, or the project activities just stay there at the local level, but they don't feed back. In the best case, they feed back to, say, the overall coordination of the project, but not to the other actors in the other countries. So you need to organize events, exchanges, online exchanges, physical events, so that your farmers, your practitioners feel part of a bigger project. It's not just so otherwise you risk that your project just falls apart in smaller projects. So you need to provide occasions where people from different countries can meet together, and also that is not just a multi-actor at the European level or multi-actor associations working together, but also the farmers themselves feel this multi-actor approach and can connect to colleagues in other countries. Then you need to continuously explain the multi-actor approach. Even after so many years, I see that in review meetings that the reviewers are actually not understanding what your project is. They expect very clear results, very linear project. You have an idea, you test it, you evaluate the results, and then you get a conclusion. And that's not the type of results often that you can get. It's very, you never know beforehand what really is going to happen in your multi-actor project. There are always obstacles. You cannot reach the people you want, or the experiment fails because of climate reasons or because of other practical reasons. And so you, all the time, you need to have very clear explanations for your reviewers about what you did in your project and why you did the things you did it that way. And it's not only for the reviewers that you need to explain it, also for your own partners. Some partners may be very familiar with the multi-actor approach, but others may not. So as a coordinator, you need continuously to have in mind what is the multi-actor approach that we want to implement in this project, and explain it properly to your partners and to the reviewers. And then the last thing that I wanted to finish with is, how to involve the local actors in the preparation of the project. This I always found very hard, because you have, in a way, limited time to prepare a project. If you've yourself many wild ideas, what you want to do, you want to put them in structure. This takes time. You need to structure your thoughts for yourself. And you want to work with a few other partners that can feed you, that can help you structuring the project. But I also found that if you start involving too many partners, let alone then partners on the ground, and you get so many ideas, so many different options that you can possibly do in the project, that you don't see anymore where to go. So at least my experience is that it works best if you work with a small group of people preparing your project. But in a way, I understand this goes against the multi-actor approach. The multi-actor approach does also mean that you involve everybody, all the actors from the beginning in the preparation of the project. And I've not found a very efficient way to do that. So if Premiere somehow could give tools or inspiration on how to do this in a proper way, or make it focusy towards the European Union, towards the European Commission, that also some kind of seed funding can be provided, so that we can take a longer time in the preparation of a project, that would be helpful. And with that, I would like to finish.